What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Fragrance Fraternity. Thanks for stopping by and spending some of your day with me. I appreciate it. Today I got 10 not so popular men's fragrances that just deserve just a little bit more love. Don't you just want a little bit of love sometimes? That's all we really need. I'm going to give them to you, but do me a quick favor, hit that subscribe button if you've been enjoying watching my content, or if you're new here, welcome to the fraternity. Let's get things started with one that only has 19 people voting on it on Fragrantica. No one talking about it. Only 19 votes. This came out 2 years ago. I didn't even know that this thing existed until I came across it at Nordstrom Rack. This is Vince Camuto Homme Intenso. So if you're a fan of the original, you are going to absolutely love Intenso. This was a love at first smell for me. Absolutely blown away by it. It's got a nice citron note. It's a nice woody, fresh fragrance. It does pay homage to the original with some of that gin and tonic smell that the original has, except it's just improved in every single way, both in scent profile and performance. If you guys run across this one at your local Nordstrom Rack and you enjoy the original, I'd highly suggest you look into getting this one because it just improves on it on every single way, and I've been absolutely loving it. Can't say enough good things. Very professional, clean, fresh smelling fragrance from Vince Camuto. This is Vince Camuto Homme Intenso. Love that one. The next one is truly a hidden gem. This is Chic For Men. This came out in the mid-2000s and still to this day holds up very well and is absolutely phenomenal. It has a salted watermelon type smell, so it'll remind you of things like Millésime Impériale. However, it's got a nice addition of a cardamom note in there as well. So think 80% Millésime Impériale and maybe 20% of La Nuit de l'Homme. The way that the cardamom comes across here does remind me of La Nuit de l'Homme a little bit. And this one, as far as comparing it to something like an Armauve Club de Nuit Milestone, which is a Millésime Impériale clone, I prefer this one over it. I think this one smells a little bit higher quality, and this one comes across a little bit more masculine than that one. So I've been really loving this one, Chic For Men. Can't endorse this one enough. If you like that salty, watermelon, summery, fresh type of scent profile that is mainly unique to Millésime Impériale and maybe a little bit of some other fragrances like the Milestone, check out Chic For Men. I think you're going to be really happy with that one, and you're going to definitely stand out. Won't be smelling like anybody else. I'd be shocked if someone else in your area was wearing that at the same time. The next one here, this is Juliet Has A Gun. This is called Vanilla Vibes, and this thing is so impressive because they take a vanilla fragrance, which is typically a wintertime note, something that you would find in wintertime fragrances, and they made a beautiful summer fragrance out of it. It is a cake type of a creamy vanilla. It smells a little bit like sunscreen. It's got that sunscreen vibe in the beginning. And then after that, it just dries down to something very creamy, very cake-like, a slice of vanilla cake that performs amazing on my skin. One little spray lasts all day and just pumps out like crazy. Very high quality oils here with Juliet Has A Gun. I'm thoroughly impressed by this one. And this one has really inspired me to dive more into other ones in the line because I'm so impressed by it. Very interesting how they took that vanilla note and made it into a summer fragrance, something very beachy and cake-like in Juliet Has A Gun Vanilla Vibes. The next one up is going to be from, actually the next two are from Maison Alhambra. This is from their Tom Ford ripoff signature line, and these are getting discontinued, so I figured I'd snag one up before they were out of stock. This is Porto Neroli, which, as you can guess by the name, is a dupe of Tom Ford's Neroli Portofino. This is actually my first Neroli fragrance, so I was very interested to see what I would think about it, and I do enjoy it. My first initial impression of this was not overwhelmingly positive. It's reminded me of a lemon dish soap, and it was very soapy and very lemony in the beginning, and I didn't really know what to think of it, but as it dries down a little bit and not too much longer, I'm talking like 10-15 minutes later, the lemon zest, that lemon zing that's very prominent in the beginning, it does fade back a little bit, and what you're left with is something that reminds me of a cereal that I ate as a child growing up. You may know it. It's Fruit Loops. This smells to me like a bowl of Fruit Loops or like a box of Fruit Loops. If you guys like Fruit Loops, if you grew up eating Fruit Loops and you smell this, let me know what you think. Do you get that from this? Because that's what I get from this. So, if you want to smell like a box of Fruit Loops for whatever reason, I know sometimes I want something that'll just remind me of childhood for fun, right? Check out Neroli Portofino, really nice bottle, really beautiful blue here. The only downside with this bottle is this cap just comes off so easily, very easily. And I wish they would have improved on that. Like really just, it's barely on there. But a nice fragrance and very unique, very different. So don't have anything that smells like Fruit Loops. The next one on here is going to be Perseus. This is a clone of Parfums de Marly Pegasus. So if you're familiar with that one, then you're going to know kind of how this one smells. It's a really nice vanilla fragrance that combines a bitter almond note as well. So very unique, and this one is a bomb, guys. One spray of this one, it's really a room filler, so be careful on the sprays here. But as far as the scent profile goes, it is very similar to Parfums de Marly Pegasus, which is a much more expensive fragrance. So I'm very impressed with this one. Great performance, a great vanilla almond type of a fragrance that has immense projection here. So if you're a fan of Pegasus, I think you're gonna really enjoy this one and you're gonna save a lot of money. The next one on this list is from the House of Banana Republic. This is called Pure 90 White. It smells like a white marshmallow to me. Very clean white musk. It is a very simple fragrance, but it is a very enjoyable fragrance. Sometimes simple is better, and especially for fragrances that you just want to wear around the house, that you want something easygoing, fresh, clean. This is going to be it. It is a fresh fragrance done in a more musky way instead of a typical citrus type of a fragrance that you would find in most men's fresh fragrances. So this whole line is stunning. I chose to go with this one just because some of the other ones are so excellent that this one gets overshadowed a little bit. But this is definitely one that I have been enjoying a lot lately, and it's a really beautiful white musk fragrance for men. That's Pure 90 White from the House of Banana Republic. The next one on this list is certainly going to be the most unique one in my opinion. This is Alien Man by Mugler, or Mugler. Not exactly sure the correct name to pronounce that, but Alien Man. A whole mess of notes, and I don't say mess as in it smells like a mess. It's just very complex. It's the most complex fragrance in this list. It has a dill note that you get some of that herbaceousness from the dill in there, so you get some green, and it's got a strong vanilla presence as well, so you get that. And then you also get just some really nice ozonic qualities as well. It's really interesting how complex this fragrance is. This is really a niche type of a fragrance by, I guess, a designer house. So no one really talks about this one. This one is very under the radar, but it's really good. Not so much for the summer. This is certainly more of a wintertime fragrance. But if you're looking for something that's very unique, that has some complexity, that has great performance and projection, Alien Man is going to be one that you will certainly stand out with. The next one is going to be the cheapest one on this list. This is True Religion Drifter. This is a forgotten gem, a very fruity, fresh fragrance for men that's very affordable. I get good performance on here, which is pretty difficult to do when you have a very fresh, fruity fragrance. A lot of those just tend to dissipate quite quickly, but that is not the case, at least on my skin, with True Religion Drifter. So if you want something that just smells like a bowl of fruits and just took a big whiff of that lasts a decent amount for the price, and actually is a decent quality for the price as well, True Religion Drifter is one that pops up at rack stores that I would recommend you guys check out. Two more. Next one up we have is 1 Million Cologne from the House of Paco Rabanne. This is an aquatic rose fragrance for men. Very unique and one of my personal favorite, if not my favorite, rose fragrances for men. Sadly, this one is discontinued, but it does pop up at discounts from time to time. So if it pops up and you guys see it at a reasonable price and you have enough of a budget left over that month, I'd recommend you snag a bottle. I really like that they come in this bottle style and that it comes with the cap, and just this bottle is just gorgeous. It really is. It does lean a little bit more toward the unisex side of things, which I think the majority of rose fragrances will, right? Because that is a predominantly feminine note, but it does combine enough of the aquatics here to make it very wearable for men, especially on the more the younger men's side. This was one that I rocked heavily in my college days, and about from 18 to maybe 23, I wore this one heavily. As you can tell, there's hardly anything left in there, so I'm just savoring my very last drops of this one. But this is a great fragrance. If it pops up and you can snag one, I would suggest you look into that one if you like rose fragrances for men. The last one on this list is the newest one in my collection. I haven't had a chance to wear it too many times. That's why you can see the juice level is so full, but it's really good. It's Chrome United, and I've seen this one a lot. I've been skipping out on it a lot just because I see it's always there and I didn't really think much of it. Finally got this one, and I really like this bottle. I think it's really beautiful. The, title here is, it's reflective, so that's really nice. The liquid is this nice blue color, and this cap has some nice reflective nature to it. and the bottom has some design here. I don't know, just small stuff, but I enjoy it. I think it looks really classy and really nice. It is a tea-based fragrance, so this is really more of a relaxing evening type, unwinding type of a scent that is very appealing at the same time. Tea-based fragrances have kind of lost their popularity, but I think that we need to bring them back because they are just phenomenal. There's so many great tea-based fragrances out there, and this is one of them that I really enjoy reaching for in the nighttime. Lately, when things are winding down, I just want something to relax with that's not going to be overly abrasive or aggressive. Chrome United, been really enjoying that one the last couple nights since I've gotten it. That's it for today's list. I appreciate you spending some of your time with me. Keep smelling great out there. Keep being the best person that you can possibly be, reflecting positive energy and radiating positive energy. And yeah, just do what you got to do. You know what you got to do. Thanks for spending some time with me. I'll see you on the next one at the Fragrance Fraternity. Take care, guys.